Hey everyone, welcome back to the Beamer Barn. Today we're going to be testing out 3 popular Amazon mods on my BMW E90, and we're going to give each of them a score on a scale of 1 to 10 to let you know if they're worth buying or not. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at our first mod. Now the first mod that we have here is something that I think is so popular. I've seen them on all sorts of cars, so it's just a matter of time before it was adapted to the BMW E90. And what we have here is a Euro style LED sequential side marker. So this doesn't have a bulb in it like the traditional one that came on the car. Instead, it's got a row of LEDs, and those actually are supposed to light up sequentially to make kind of like a cool, effect, which is like something you see on a lot of new cars nowadays. Looks on the back here, we do have a little spring because it's a spring loaded. Looks like it's gonna go directly to the plug. And we also have a little gasket right here so that it'll hopefully seal really well and water is not gonna get behind the fender. So we've got both of them here. Let's go ahead and install them on the car, and let me show you why I decided I really needed to buy these. Now this side marker, I don't know if you guys have been able to see it in previous videos, but unfortunately it looks like the clip on the back of it here has broken or fallen off, and now it won't stay on the side of my fender here. So I should have probably done this mod a long time ago. I think we're just gonna literally unplug it. We'll just put the connector on and then slide this thing into place. And there you go, they're installed. We just had to kind of wiggle them on, get them into the exact same place as the OEM markers, and they fit really well too. It doesn't seem like it's coming off anytime soon. So why don't we install the other one and then test out the function and see what it looks like. So as you can see, the side indicator light looks really cool. It has more of this Euro look to it. Now, of course, you can get this in a smoked version as well, but it blinks in coordination with the front headlight. And if I turn the exposure down on my camera all the way, you'll see how it actually lights up the LEDs in sequence, which is really cool. So I would definitely put this on a scale of 1 to 10. Probably gonna be right now an 8, I would say. It's a pretty cool mod. It's not original to the car, but it does look cool. And when it's not running, which is what I prefer, is it doesn't look like an LED cheap turn signal. So I'm happy with the mod. The only reason this thing is not a 9 or a 10 is because I'm worried that sometimes the cheaper plastic on these bulbs tends to fade over time, just like the headlights, and it turns yellow and then you have to polish it up and such. But the same thing would happen on your headlights or the old indicators. So now let's go ahead and look at our second mod. So our next mod is also lighting related. These are angel eyes for my pre-LCI headlights. So they're a little bit different than if you had the LCI headlights on your E90. So make sure to get the right ones for your car when you're getting something like this. But I think that these should be pretty bright. The reviews looked really good. And currently one of my angel eye bulbs is completely out and dead. So we're gonna be replacing them right now, and we're gonna have to first lift up the car because it'll give us a lot better view to show you on camera. So why don't we go ahead and do that now. So the angel eye bulb has its own dedicated cover. You're gonna have to unclip it from the top and the bottom. You can kind of just imagine, squeezing it from both sides. Once you've got that off, the angel eye bulb itself is held on by a couple of T15 screws. And these things are pretty long because there's like a plastic spacer that's a part of this halogen bulb. So as you can see, we have it removed, and there's a little bit of melted damage at the top here. So it looks like this has definitely failed and overheated itself and burnt out the bulb. I think that we have to remove this little shield though on this spacer, because when I try to fit this LED bulb in here, it obviously doesn't go in all the way. So I think we have to remove that shield, then install the LED bulb in there, use the factory screws, put the cover back on, and then we can compare them side by side and see what the difference is between the factory and the LED ones from Amazon. Now, once you do have your LED bulb installed in the Angel Eye, you do have to go ahead and test them, because the LEDs only connect to the polarity one way, and it looks like we got it right the first time. So if you don't get it right, if it doesn't turn on the first time you plug it in, you do want to flip the leads around on the power and the negative. And as you can see here, we've got the factory orange glow and the new LED glow over here. So definitely a big temperature difference. These glow much more white, and you know, it's pretty bright in the garage here, but I think that it shows up pretty well on camera. I'm curious to get the rest of the housing back on so that all the light is brought right into the Angel Eyes right there. But let's go ahead now and do the other side as well, and then we can rate them.
Moments later.
And now with both of them installed, we can actually turn the lights off and see what they look like. And I will say that the color temperature is real nice. It's like a clear white LED, which is what the newer BMWs run. But on the other hand, it's not any much more brighter than the factory bulbs. And honestly, maybe I'm, you know, trying to compare it to like the aftermarket Angel Eyes, which are just a whole ring of LEDs in the front there. But these are honestly pretty good, bang for a buck. And I will say that my rating of them, I'll put at a 6.5 out of 10, because you know what really hurts me is the install procedure, which was a pain in the butt to do, because you have to get the fender liner off, you do have to basically put the car in the air, and then just fiddling with all the small screws and the brackets and everything. That was a pain in the butt. So I will say, not a fun install, and if you are going to do the install, it might be worth it to pay a little bit more, like $100 or $200 for the really expensive Angel Eye bulbs that you can get, and those will definitely shine brighter than the turn signals. So now let's go ahead and move on to our final mod. Now our last mod isn't even a mod at all. It's more of a repair. And you guys know me, I love doing maintenance. And so what we have here is a couple of cassette style cup holders. These should replace the broken ones inside of my E90. I only have actually one that's broken, but for some reason I could only find them with the, I guess, the executive or the luxury package handle. Let's see if this closes. Nice. And my car doesn't have that little aluminum trim, so I said, you know what, screw it, we'll just buy both, and that way my car will look a little bit cooler from the inside. So it looks like these things work really well, a lot better than the ones inside my car currently, and I'm sure a lot of you guys watching are also suffering from one of these cup holders being stuck inside your car. So let's go ahead now, it's a real quick swap, we'll install it and then get some thoughts and give these a rating. And now with everything buttoned back up, the cup holders look great. And I think that the little silver trim here on the front is a really cool addition, because it kind of matches like the iDrive knob and the shift knob and everything else on the inside of the car. As far as the look, these things look exactly like the factory ones, and they pop out really speedy. And they go in and require a little bit of force, but I think the factory ones also required them. I mean, I have them here, and you know, same thing. So it has a really similar feel, but I will say that like there are a couple of discrepancies, specifically like, you know, the type of plastic that it's made from. You know, the kind of texture is a little bit different. It feels just like normal ABS texture, whereas the BMW one, it has more of that like matte satin finish on it. And then also these things are a little bit flimsy, definitely more flimsy than the factory ones. And so I don't know if, you know, again, if you would tell just looking at it, but if you put your cup in there and you're recently replaced these, they might feel a little bit more flimsy than they did before, but I guess we'll just find out with time. Overall though, I will say that for 53 bucks, I think it was a definite good deal. And I think if you spend like $70, you'll also get this trim piece right here, which maybe I should have gotten because mine does have some wear marks, you know, that soft coating starts to peel off, and also the trim tabs break. So for $50 or $70, a really good deal for both of these cup holders. But my rating is probably going to sit at a 7 because the quality doesn't really compare, but it is also a really good deal. Like I said, budget friendly. So that's why it's at a 7. If it was any more expensive, it would be lower. And if it was any better quality, it would be a higher score, but I think it's going to sit right there. So those are all the mods that I have for today to try out and rank for you guys. But let me know if you enjoyed this sort of video, and let me know which of these products was your favorite. I'll go ahead and put links to all of them down in the description below if you want to try them out on your own BMW, and maybe in the future we'll do more videos like this for other chassis and stuff. Be sure to leave a like before you go and subscribe to the channel if you're new and you haven't yet, and as always, I hope everyone has an amazing day. We will see you next time.